All right, good. So now I have to say good morning, good afternoon, and a good evening because we have people across the world. So good day, everyone, because we have some people based in Australia, Far East, and we have some people based in US, Canada, Far West. Unlike how we used to say it before, we just say good evening, everyone. So just take the greeting according to how it applies to you and where you are based out of. Some people in Argentina and all of that. So good day, everyone. Thank you also for joining this meeting. My name is Segun Adedidigbe, and I'm going to be your host for tonight. It's our end of year review for the Ascent team in Club EFI. For those who don't know, Club EFI has a community of four teams. So Ascent is one of it, Tango is one of it, Bravo is one of it, and then there's a general house. All right. So depending on the audience, right? So this is for the Ascent team, which is one of my dearest group of people. So thank you very much. Thank you and welcome to tonight's meeting. Sorry, today's meeting, depending on, of course, where you are based out of. We are delighted to have you join us once again. And so thank you so very much. Others will join us as we progress, but we can't keep wasting time. You know, we always start right on time. So welcome to the meeting, and we have an agenda, which is introduction, Club BFI's advantage, overview for year 2023, because this is the last meeting we have for the year. You know, this is how we do it every year. We don't have meetings in December and in the month of June. So this year, we are wrapping up again for the activities of Club BFI in Ascent team for November or by November, because we know December is filled with a lot of activities, religious activities, corporate activities, educational activities, even personal activities. You know, friends are having weddings and birthdays and all of that. So it can be very difficult trying to choke us with all of that. So we are going to look at our businesses for some people who shared with us their e-flyers for their business, just to kind of help them push out, put an awareness there so that if you want to patronize the businesses, I mean, you can. Then we are going to look at Envision 2024, and we will need at least 3 people to be volunteers. We want to get us more involved in the club. So it's not just all about the executives of the club. I'm sure you know the executives, but, my own work amongst the executives is to host meetings. So So then we're going to take your feedbacks, because there is no way we would have gone all through 12 months without having some places that we need to improve upon. We try to do our best, but we know there's always a room for improvement. So we'd like to take all the positive criticisms, because, yeah, criticisms are welcome, but not the negative ones. The positive ones, it depends on how the approach and how it's delivered, right? So let's take all the criticisms and all the things we feel we should work on. We have identified some ones within the club ourselves amongst the executives, and we have actually worked on cleaning out those things such that by next year, some of our mistakes in this year, we will not repeat them. So, introduction, yes, for those who are joining us for the first time, I don't think there's anybody joining us for the first time, because this is a review of members and we didn't open it publicly. But we never can tell. Maybe someone just still feels like, okay, I need to still kind of refresh my memory about what Club EFI stands for and what we do. So, of course, it's always the emphasis is to invest in self, which is the most secure and most rewarding. Yes, we can do all the best investments, properly, thoroughly, well thought out investments, but the most secure is the one that invests in yourself, either a certificate, a degree, your business, your skill, your health or whatever. But of course, that's the most secure, is within your control. We have our Club EFI Agro. I'll touch about that as we proceed. We talk about tech startups. We touch about that, Euro bonds, yeah, real estate in the US, the KDR 4 cycles that we also have. We'll touch about all of those things. I'm sure we all attended induction anyway. And we just picked out this slide from induction and always use it for meetings, right? So local impacts, import and exports, entrepreneurship, US stocks, one-on-one sessions, communication. So let's just leave that. It's something we are very familiar with. Okay, sorry, there's a message in the chat box. Oh, okay, Timothy, thank you for joining. Yeah, thanks. So during 2023 review, what actually happened? What were the milestones that we achieved this year? It's good for us to share these things with us so that we can know, what we did so far. So the first one was our physical conference we held in January, and we are going to hold another one in 2024 January again, the last Saturday of the month. The speakers here would also be coming again. I'm happy to let you know that. And we're going to have it in Lagos. Very soon as Club BFI begins to grow bigger, we can begin to also have members in other cities and other countries. I'll be so delighted to come and do the host because, again, my work in the club is to host meetings. So we'll be happy to also host physical events in Abuja, in Port Harcourt, in Ghana, in Poland, where we have members in US, in Canada, in Switzerland, in the UK, in Argentina, in Australia. I mean, we'll be happy to have meetings and, get together in those places. But anyway, so we had this physical conference in January, and some people won USD. I think the minimum win in January this year was $100. We had two great speakers. We had a very fantastic launch, very fantastic session. So thank you so very much for those who attended. Thank you for attending, and those who were not able to attend. I don't think we streamed it, but for next year we're going to stream it. That's one of the things we need to work on our side. So we're going to make sure we take care of that. In the month of February, we raised close to $20,000 for this tech startup investment. We know Professor Nubisi, for those who are in the sub-community of the Tekedia startup investors, I'm sure you know what is going on there, so I don't need to overflow this issue. But yes, Professor spoke in our meeting, this year in February, and he does 2 cycles every year. So we are going to bring him twice again next year, right? Because if we don't bring him, we won't have opportunities to do those investments that we have paid 4 cycles for. So it's a strategy of the club to ensure that we always bring him. And because we always have new members and even existing members who also want to invest, and also those who want to make the most of the 4 cycle registration that they did, we have to continually bring him. Once in the first half year and once in the second half year of the 12 calendar months. Then we talked about the 4 tools that makes us money. I was a speaker here. So I was actually the guest speaker and also the host. I'm sure we remember the 4 tools that makes you money. One is your time. You trade your time for money. You make money because you go to work, you do a 9 to 5 and you get paid, right? Then skill, we're able to deliver the service by a function of skill, not a function of time, right? You get someone to come and do a job. He does the job in 10 minutes. Whatever he bills you, he has billed you. There's nothing you can do about it, right? The next one was platform, where you have systems that are already running for you, that even if you choose to lie down on your bed on a Monday morning, it is generating income for you, right? And then lastly, time, skill, I've forgotten. Time, skill, platform, and relationships. Yeah, relationships. Relationships, people also make money by virtue of relationships, right? So we looked at all of those things. It's recorded, is on our portal. I also need to use this opportunity to apologize to Ross because we had to migrate our portal from Google Host to Upperlink because Google Host was always giving us problems. We were always having downtimes. So there was a period of about 3 to 4 weeks that we're doing that migration. And with all the things on our portal, we had to do all of those migration. So apologies for those who had some hitches during that time when we could not log into the portal, take some of our classes, schedule some of our sessions, and all of those things. So we are sorry for this, but we have moved our portal hosting and everything, domain hosting, from Google Host to Upperlink. In fact, we've moved other things as well from Google Host to Upperlink. It was also in this month that we called for investment in Club BFI's Agro. The investment is maturing in January. So for those who invested way back in March or April, I think the extension was up to April, be very rest assured that your money is going to be paid into your accounts in January. I think the first or second week, I'm not mistaken. Our 10 sheets were sent to us. In fact, it's looking so good that we may choose to even pay ahead of time. So never worry. Everything is done and dusted. Payments will be made to our accounts for those who invested in the Club EFI Agro. By the way, we also have another Club EFI Agro that is currently open. It's 100,000 naira minimum slots. We are doing yam and watermelon. And please take advantage of it because you need to have a mix of short, long-term, and mid-term investment. And you also need to spread your risk. Don't put all your money in one particular investment scheme. In as much as a lot of us, we love agro, or we love tech startups, or we love stocks, or we love real estate, or we love import and export, or we love Euro bonds. A great hallmark of any fantastic investor is to spread his risks. There is nothing guaranteed in life. Only God. So some of us who believe in God, only God can give a guarantee. And don't be amazed. Even investors lose money. So these are the education that we need to have. We need to understand how these things work. But the risk of losing money is where you now do that your due diligence on, right? So members of the club raised up to 10 million naira for this Club EFI Agro, and yeah, it's looking good. We'll pay you guys once it's done. Then in the month of April, my friend Victorino Francis, based in Manchester, because we had already talked about investments 2 months ago when we raised good money, about $20K with Professor Nubisi, we were able to take like 2 months break because if you notice, our meetings are not always investment on a monthly basis because we understand that people need to breathe, try and gather their money. And of course, if you have attended the Club EFI induction, the MFI class, we said that you must always have an allocation for your investments on a monthly basis. Just as you take out money for groceries, you take out money for utilities, you take out money for communication, you take out money for education and tuition, you take out money for clothes or whatever, you must also take out money for investment. In fact, it is the first thing you should take out money for, right? So we had to take a break, and we brought in Victorino Francis in the month of April. All of these recordings are on our portal. We have also created a private YouTube handle where all our videos are put because when we're having that downtime, we have to move some of the content because some people are really asking for this thing. So we have to do some private YouTube videos to them so that they can have access to those videos. So yeah, we had this in the month of April. Then in the month of May, wow, the only transgenerational investment in Club EFI. If it is left to me, I would practically force everyone to invest in this. And the reason is this: having a land should be one of your strategies. In as much as you may love other things, it is the most stable investment you can have. The most stable. It may not be the highest returning investment, but it is the most stable. And the wealthy guys today, it was because they bought lands years ago. Now, what we have in sorry, there's a little distraction. My apologies. Sorry. Sorry, my apologies. Oh my God. Sorry, please, guys, please hold on. I have a little challenge here. There is a okay. Please, can you still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. I hope you're fine. What happened?
Yeah. Sorry, there was a distraction on my phone that I'm using for audio. Typically, I use one device for audio and I use one device for video. So my apologies for this. Someone was calling the other device on WhatsApp and it was interrupting with my audio. Okay, so like I was saying, so this investment is a transgenerational investment. It's very clear. It's just like you buy a land from any real estate company. You have your documents. It's in your name. You can choose to sell that land You can choose to wait for when there is development in that area to develop. You can choose to do anything. You can will the land to your children. So the land is in your name. The documentation and the title of the land is vetted and verified. We have all of these documents. We can actually go to Ikeja Alausa to go and do our findings. So the land is in your name. But the strategy of this company is when you are still waiting for development to get there, why not ensure that the land can actually give you returns? And that is what this is all about. So, lifespan of palm kernel is 80 years. So, in as much as we are still waiting for development, because we don't know when Ekpe will be fully developed, but don't be surprised with what we are seeing in Ekpe today. And what was Lekki 20 years ago? Now imagine what Ekpe will be in the next 5 or even 10 years. Because the population of Lagos keeps growing. Statistically, 4 people enter Lagos on a daily basis and only 1 person goes out of Lagos on a daily basis. Statistically, Lagos grows by 3 people per day. So this week, 21 people have entered Lagos and they will not go out of Lagos. And Ekpe is the fastest growing corridor in Africa. Please go and do your findings. Fastest real estate corridor in Africa. After Ekpe is one city in Djibouti. Djibouti is a country in East Africa. Fastest growing corridor. The development there is alarming. Maybe because of the airports, maybe because of the Dangote refinery that is not too far away from it. I don't know, but sorry, I actually know, but it's just mind-blowing. Let me shock you. There is no free land again today in Ekpe. All the families who have their lands excised to them have fully sold everything. Every other land you have in Ekpe today is for government purpose, either for a mortuary, for a general hospital, for an airport, for a, any government, Lagos State Food Hub, Film City, and all of those things. But those that are excised to the indigenes of the land, because if you know how real estate works, the government does not collect all the land. They have to excise some for the indigenes. Those that have been excised for the indigenes have been fully sold by the indigenes. Only real estate companies that have bought those lands are now reselling. Asset rights is not only registered, it is regulated by even EFCC, regulated by Lagos State Cooperative Trade and Industry, blah, 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 blah. We have all of those things. It was recorded in the portal in the month of May. The land is in your name, and you are not paying any extra kobo for the palm kernel to grow. Now, the fantastic thing is this. Today, a keg of palm oil is 30,000 naira. Actually, 31,000, because one of my staffs gave me a price yesterday. In the next 1 year or 2 years, it's not going to be 30 or 35,000. It may be more. We know how inflation is in Nigeria. And I would like you to know that the higher the cost of palm oil in the market, the higher your return on investment in this agro scheme. You are not asked to bring a kobo for them to plant palm kernel on it. And if tomorrow you say, you know one thing, I'm not more interested, you can sell off the land. The land is your own. The name is the title documents are in your name. So you have nothing to lose, right? And then it's 200,000 to key in. It was 500,000 when we brought him in May, but now because of they want to encourage as many people to key in now before the end of November, right? So for about 6 months, we were giving, the opportunity to pay, 1.5 million. But from 1st of December, the cost of the land is going to 2.5 million. The cost of the land is going to 2.5 million. In fact, for us who bought in May or June or July, if you want to sell now, you will not sell for 1.5 again. You'll be selling at a higher rate, either to the same company or to any other Club BFI member or to whoever you want to sell it to. So it is 2.5 million for those who bought and even had opportunities to spread their payments for 6 months. So anyway, enough said, so that I'm not sitting on the board. So let's just move on. So in the month of June, we had a break, which we do every year, mid-year break and end-of-year break. And we had branding. Ajayi Olusuyi, the guy who brands for some of these Cynthia Morgan, brands for this guy, Timi Dakolo, you know, brands for some of those guys in the industry. We brought him to speak to us on branding, you know, you as a personal brand, your business, and of course your career. Then we had stocks, US stocks investment, because we have a few people based on feedback who were asking for us to review on stocks investment. These are the times you still need to buy your stocks. It's US denominated stocks, and then we have to bring a representative from Bamboo, whose we have partnership with. And of course, you know the advantage of Bamboo and Club BFI. You pay a reduced charge when you buy stocks. So for stock lovers, this is a very great session you can go back and watch. But of course, if you are gold or platinum member, because silver members do not have access to that recording on the portal. Then for the second half of the year, remember I said that we always bring Professor twice a year. So for the second half of the year, we brought in Professor once again, so that we paid for 4 cycles, we can keep using our cycles, right? So we have closed this. We raised $25 or $26,000. I can't remember. About 20, between $25 to $26,000. Yeah, or maybe $25,000. I can't remember clearly, but some of us invest. You know, we invested in this, and yeah, great stuff, right? Then we had a doctor based in, you know, trained from US, Americas, to talk to us about health and wealth. It was such a marvelous session that people already said we should please bring her again next year. So she's going to be one of our speakers next year to talk to us on health, you know, and wealth. So, and this was, you know, this talk of health, wealth is our very first talk in Club BFI. We all our talk has never related to health. It's always about branding, money, stocks, and all of those other things. But it was quite refreshing to have, you know, Dr. Bukola. And of course, today is our end of year review. Thank you so very much. So before we proceed and begin to bring the meeting to a close, a few people shared their business with us. So if you are interested in patronizing them for what they do, you can just take a screenshot so that we don't begin to read all of this in the interest of time. This is a printing press. This is a paint manufacturing company. This person actually uses our factory to produce, so you don't really need to stress yourself. And that's one of the things we do in BFI. Somebody is doing something and another person can, you know, take advantage and leverage on that person's resources and materials. And this is a company that is actually producing paint with my own paint company. So at no extra cost. This is for our group. For those who are interested in all of these things, you can take a screenshot of the screen now. This is Pivot Cardinal. For those who are interested in construction, you can always get your own people, but before you give them the contract, you can always check with, you know, someone in Club BFI who is into this and can give you that Club BFI advantage, right? So some of us are actually constructing now. We need some of these services. Please feel free to take a screenshot of this or reach out to Club BFI, either myself or Samuel Musa or Tokbe or Ibukun or Tola, any of the executives, reach out to any one of us. I know I am the face of the club, so it is me that people will typically see all the time. I'm the ones in your DMs and all of that. But anyway, these are other executives of the club that you can actually reach out to and they can connect us. Then this is the next cleaning services. This is for cleaning, laundry services. And then this is Lucid Studio. This is based in Abuja, but they do, you know, Nigeria-wide coverage. A few weeks ago, they were actually even in Lagos to cover an event. So this is that. Then this is someone who is very dear to me, who actually has a YouTube handle. And yes, please, if you want to get some health-based videos and lifestyle vlog and other things that you feel, you can reach out to this person, also a member of the club, kindly feel free to reach out. And then this is for international admission placements, study permits, work permits. We're in the age of JAPA. So for those who are interested in JAPAing, please feel free to reach out to this person. This is a clean expert. This is for home cleaning. Yeah, I can see carpets, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Then we also have this one, get married with 500K. It's more like a wedding package. This is so as a bookshop and does all of these things. So we encourage all of these businesses, POS business. This is a super clean. This is also a cleaning service. This is a pharmacy, kitchen pharmacy, herbs and spices. This is studio again. This is logistics. Wow. So if you're interested in moving houses, for some of us who are moving houses, someone like me, I plan moving houses next year. So this is also a print. So, so these are all Club BFI businesses. So let's just move ahead and wrap up this meeting. So Envision Conference 2024 is coming. Our theme is always Envision. That's the name. So it's not like we change name for every conference. So 2024 Envision Conference is coming. And yeah, it's always going to be around what we do: entrepreneurship, financial literacy, and investment opportunities. And like I said, at the beginning of the meeting, I'm so delighted to let us know that we are still going to bring our favorite and beloved FLA, Femi Luta-Abegunde, to this conference. We're also going to be bringing Olayiwola Famakinwa to this conference. And then we have another great speaker, Mr. Rotimi, will be in this conference. It will be a great time out, right? It's going to be a physical conference in Lagos, Surulere to be precise. And please, if you can, if you are not based in Lagos, if you can, and we can also support your flight or logistics back down to Lagos. We can or probably help you handle the accommodation part. And if you cannot, maybe you are not based in the country or you cannot just fly down or be around, we can get it streamed online for you. So we are going to work on that. Like I said, it's something that we didn't do this year. So we're going to make sure we correct that, and we're going to do that next year. So we need 3 volunteers from us. Don't worry, there is no financial implication. We just need to have you, give us an angle. Let's leverage on the relationship. Please, is there anyone who wouldn't mind to volunteer? You can kindly drop me like a WhatsApp chat, or you can even, drop a comment in the box. Thank you, Timothy. Wow, so very grateful for that, for for your volunteer. I've not even finished preaching. All right, so we need 2 more people to help volunteer. Again and again, there is no financial commitment to this, so we're not asking you to bring money. I know a lot of committees we get ourselves in. The committee will raise money. So this one, we need 2 more people, please. If you can put in the chat box, we'll be happy. If you can send it, maybe you just want to keep it on a low key. If you want to volunteer, you can put it in my WhatsApp chat. 2 more people, please. Volunteer. We need volunteers, please. 2 more people, 2 more people, 2 more people. 2 more people. Guys, please don't fold my hand. We need 2 more people to please volunteer. 2 more people, please. If you don't volunteer, I will call you out. Okay, thank you very much. All right, thank you. 1 more person. Someone just sent me a WhatsApp chat. 1 more person to be a volunteer. Again and again, there is no financial implication to this. We just want to run the conference for you.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, you'd like to volunteer too?
What are we volunteering for?
For the Envision 2024 conference.
We should volunteer to do what?
to be the committee that would advise and
do we have to be physically there, or
that would advise on how the conference should go?
Do we have to be
Okay,
physically
thank you. All right, thank you so very much. So we have our 3 volunteers. Thank you so very much. So the only thing that we will need you to do, number one, again and again and again, there is no financial implication. We are not asking you to bring any money. We are liquid enough to foot everything. We have a draft program. So we just have like a Zoom session to tell you, okay, this is what we have in mind. Kindly guide us. If you also have, some inputs like, okay, why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? Just for us to have a memorable program. That's all we need the volunteers for. So we are not going to be telling you, oh, go and bring this one. Oh, go and do that one. Oh, not at all. We have experts in the club. We have other, people help us, staffs in the club, not just the schools. We also have some other staffs in the club that handle some things, on a low key. All right, so let's bring this meeting to a close. We would like to hear your feedback. Please be as brutal as you can. If you want to unmute your mic, please feel free to unmute your mic. This is the last thing we're going to say in this meeting. After the feedback, we'll close the meeting. So I'd like to get your feedback. What have we not done properly? Yeah, thank you, Mr. Kelvin. What do you think we have done, but we need to do better? What do you think we need to stop doing? What do you think we need to start doing? We just want to hear from you so that it can help us to improve. We are not a perfect club. We are all human beings and we also have our limitations and challenges. But we would like you to please give us your feedback at this moment so that we can incorporate it as we plan for next year. Because when we go on break, we are working at the background, trying to plot out our 2024 calendar, how everything has to run and all of the packages for the platinum and the things they've been getting, those in gold members and what they've been getting, those in silver members, just to be sure that everyone is carried along, right? We don't do this alone. So let me start with you, Mr. Kelvin. Please feel free to unmute your mic and give us your feedback. The good, the bad, the ugly. Don't worry, there's nothing personal. Please go ahead. Hello. Is it my network? Hello. Sorry, is it my network? Can anybody please confirm? There's no my network.
It's not your network.
It's not. It's like a static sound.
It's Mr. Kelvin network.
Okay. Thank you, because I want to be sure that I'm not the only one. So, Mr. Kelvin, I don't know if you can hear me, but we cannot hear you. If you don't mind, you can put it in the comment section. All right. So, or maybe you can switch your network. Oh, I think it's dropped off something. All right. Any other person with feedback?
Good evening.
How well have we done and how well have we not done? Okay, Mr. Lauren Femi, please go ahead.
Good evening.
Yeah,
so the feedback I will give from my end. One positive, one not so positive. So the positive one, I think the club has really tried in sorting opportunities and then bringing it to the club members. I think it's a very, very good thing because it's really not that easy for people to know where the next startup is coming from at the early stage. So I think it's one of the very, very valuable thing that has been done by the club. Getting somebody like Professor Ndubisi is not easy. So I really give kudos to the club and also advising on what to do. I remember when the palm oil stuff came out, when the farming stuff came out. So all this information are coming. I really appreciate that. The not too good feedback is not something serious. So, but I just felt the club is more, I don't really understand the club. I think the model of passing information, the club is more centered around the ESCOs. That's what I feel. This is just my own personal opinion. It's more centered around the ESCOs, and then there are members that can join, but most decisions, most things are being done by the ESCO internally. And I believe, I was just thinking that as a club, it's supposed to be more of an open thing, though there have to be leadership, which the ESCOs are providing. And also as a club, which is, and might be an entity tomorrow, there should be like a model of operation. We should know who are ESCOs, what's their role, how are they getting selected as ESCO, are they going to be rotated, just to know, so that we can say, oh, this is my club, I belong, just like Lions Club and all this Ikoyi club. There's more transparency in the operation. But I think maybe I quite understand, probably maybe there are some few friends that came together and say, oh, let's have a club, and then we can ask more people to join us. So I think it's more centered around the ESCO. So there are some things that comes that's just within the ESCOs. It doesn't really go out. I sensed that when we're talking about some startups in the past, I say, oh, this one, the information is just for the ESCOs, it's not for everybody. So I was like, oh, okay. So I just think that's that transparency of who are the ESCOs. There was a session I'm supposed to have with, I think the last session I'm supposed to have with one of the ESCOs, but I don't really get it because he's not meeting me at the point of my need. Like, not everybody are here for the same thing. Some people are here just to invest. Some people are here to get led that this is how you invest, this is how you do this. People are just here to learn, and they don't mind being a Diamond member just to learn on how startup is being done. So I think probably maybe hiring of people might also help disseminate information. Not everybody use Telegram. I don't use Telegram. So and I think it's just the club standard to use Telegram. So it's not a comfortable thing for me to open Telegram just because of Club EFI. Though I'm getting a lot of value. So the little one I can get from your message on WhatsApp is just the only one that I make use of. So that's just the feedback from me. Thank you.
All right. So thank you so very much for the positive and the not so positive. This is taken noted of. And yes, thank you very much. So just to do a bit of clarification, because I think here there was a bit of information gap. The club, so in the induction, I don't know if I remember mentioning that when we had the induction. I started the club as a person, right? But then I said, okay, a few friends came that time and said, okay, why don't we be with you? We know you invest. So that time I was just investing as a solo person, right? I was just doing my thing on a solo. And we said, okay, let's just bring a few other people to make this thing more like a club, right? And then that's how the ESCOs got. They were not really appointed. They were just friends that said, okay, let's just do this at a bigger scale. Yes, it's very good. We can bring in more like, maybe I won't use the word ESCOs, but maybe some other coordinators in the club. We also have some staffs in the club that we pay on a monthly basis. And so for the ESCOs in the club, we are all posted in the portal. Our names, our profiles are actually in the portal. But there's something that is not in the portal, what each ESCO is responsible for. So I would make sure I work on that, because again, I have my own responsibilities in the club as well as every other person. So for example, our social media handle, I don't even touch it. I don't even know what goes on it, because there's an ESCO who is in charge of what goes on our social media handles. The newsletters that has not been consistent in the past few weeks, and that's part of the things that we have already noted that we have to work on. In fact, we've already worked on it. Somebody else is taking charge of that going forward. Is an ESCO that's in charge of it. It's not Shegun. Shegun's work is to be the face of the club. Shegun's work is to host meetings, and that's it. When it comes to even vetting, investment, and all of those things, it's not Shegun's work, but Shegun is part of it. So, points is noted. and we are going to work on this and communicate that information more. Now, the reason why we use Telegram is because of the ability of people to go back in time to look at the previous things, because it can be very challenging repeating over and over and over again across hundreds of people. Remember, in the Ascent team, we are just about 50 or 60. We have 4 other communities. I mean, 3 other communities apart from this one. And sometimes it can be very tiring when somebody will now come and meet and say, remember that time that professor came? What did he even say? Can you give me a recap? It can be so tiring. In fact, should I shock you? Even in this Palm Canyon real estate that we have had way back in April or May, some people still came to meet me and say, can you please tell me again? I'm like, oh my God. So that's why we have
my
Telegram.
name. Mention my name.
No. I didn't mention a name. You just put yourself on the spot. I didn't mention your name. So why we use Telegram is because you can go back in time, recap, read these things, and then you can, be up to speed. Then secondly is privacy. There are some people in the club, you don't, if you know their profile, if you're wondering, oh, wow, so this person is also in the same club with me. They are kind of profile in the public. They like their privacy. And that's why Telegram affords it. WhatsApp does not afford it. WhatsApp is being used to even hack people's phones and things like that. Telegram security is fantastic. It's robust. It's comprehensive. So yes, the standard of club is Telegram. But we now have some subgroups on WhatsApp. I understand, or we understand, that it can be challenging to go to Telegram. And that is why you will notice as well, every Thursday, we post it for you to now intentionally go to Telegram and go and read the updates. Because in as much as, yes, we want to carry everybody along, there are some things that are on a general scale, helps everyone. And that is why we actually have that SWOT. Typically, we were not even doing this before. It was in one of our improvements. I think somebody also mentioned that, can you please be prompting us on WhatsApp to go to Telegram to go and read the updates? And we had to start doing that. And you will, agree with me, we did that all through this year. Right? So Telegram will still remain. We will not change it, but we will also improve our means of communication. In terms of fixing meetings with the ESCO, yes, we are going to work on that. We are so sorry that we didn't do well enough. We are going to do better. And this particular case, we are going to make sure we are on top of it. So thank you so much for the feedback. We admit all our errors. We are sorry we didn't match up to your expectation in that regard, and give us that opportunity to, correct the wrongs. So thank you so much for that feedback. Mr. Kevin, thank you for your comments. Please, could you improve on the web interface? Yes, we are working on it. When we migrated from Google Host, because he said I've not been able to create my profile on the club portal since I joined. Has this been resolved? Yes, this has now been resolved. Just a minute, please hold on. Let it not look like I'm just talking alone. Mr. Ibukun is our ESCO and is one who is in charge of. We just spoke about a few minutes to the meeting. He's one in charge. See that portal, I don't even know what goes on there. It is Mr. Ibukun that is in charge of that. He's one of the ESCOs of the club and he's the one that is in charge of that. But yes, it has been resolved. So now you should be able to create your profile. So during the course of the meeting, I was saying that we moved from Google Host to Upperlink. So Google Host was hosting our portal, our website and everything. And it's a massive website. I mean, with all the videos of God knows how many years and all the meetings that we have recorded and all the workbooks that are there, all of those things. It was not very easy migrating, making sure that everything is fine. So yes, now this has been resolved. I'm sorry on behalf of the club that you could not create your profile that time. It was because Google Host was giving us a whole lot of headaches. If you are very familiar with Google Host, you will know that they were a bit problematic at a particular time. And that was actually the time you also joined the club. In terms of improving the web interface, yes, it's part of the things we are working on. We are designing the websites. and also the inside when you log in and all of those things. So thank you for that feedback. We are going to work on the web interface. We're going to improve it. Thank you so much for that feedback. The point is taken. Yeah, you said you mentioned executives. Who are those and that make up the executive council of the club? So the ESCOs, Samuel Musa is there. He's based in Canada. Tola is there. Tola Banjo is based in US. Shegun Adegbe is there. Tokwe is there. Ibukun is there. These are the 5 executives. Our profile is in the portal. When you log into the portal, just go to squad. You'll see our names, you see our pictures, you see our profile. We are there. So maybe you have not navigated to that part of the portal. You will see our names, you see our pictures, you see our profile. We are the ESCOs of the club. We all have our individual responsibilities. I have my own work. My work is SWOT. My own work is hosting meetings, right? Those are my 2 responsibilities in the club. The other ESCOs, they also have their responsibilities. So everything that goes on in the club, they are the ones in charge. And the people that work under them, you know, they are the ones that run the show in that regard. Newsletters, I don't know about it until it comes out and everybody sees it like I see it. What goes on our portal, our events, all of those things, you know. Yeah, so the names are there. Please just log in there, go to the team's squad, Club EFI squad, you'll see it there. Are there guidelines or criteria that dictate the selection process for appointing executive members? So, like I said, we can organize another layer of leadership for coordinators, because this thing has to outlive us. This club has to, it's not about us, it's about you guys. So we would work on something amongst the ESCO to have more like coordinators. We actually did plan this 2 years ago. In fact, is Mr. Demola here? Mr. Demola, let me check. So Mr. Demola was the one that even mentioned this. Mr. Demola is not here. Okay. Mr. Demola was the one that even mentioned this. And we said, okay, we were going to run 1 more year before we now see the interest of people becoming coordinators. So we are already growing. We are increasing in number and also increasing in spread, right? So at a time, we now need to, of course, allow other people to get to some positions to coordinate things for us and take charge of some things. But remember, it's a club. We don't want to burden people. So that's why it's going to be by volunteer. If you are interested, if you want to volunteer, we're not going to mandate it. We're not going to command anyone. We're only going to seek for volunteers. And tonight, we've just sought for volunteers for the Club EFI Envision Conference 2024. So it's not going to be about the ESCOs who have been coordinating this for years. It'll be about the committee members determining what is going to happen. And I'm happy that the people that volunteered were actually in this meeting, right? And they are going to be the one to run the show. So it's not going to be the ESCOs, it's going to be the committee to run the show, right? So we are already getting there, right? So we're going to work more on that. You mentioned various categories like Bravo apart from Ascent Team. What's the difference? Okay, so we have 4 communities in Club EFI. Yeah, we have 4 communities in Club EFI. So we have the Ascent Team, which is where we belong to, and that's why we have this meeting. We have the general house. We have a general house where we have people who are not paid members. Let me put that clause. They are not paid members of the club. Some of them are saying, I want to just observe Club EFI. They click on our link in the bio on our Instagram or whatever, or they attend our monthly meeting and they go and register on the portal, but they don't pay. The moment you register and you don't pay, you get directed to the general house, right? Nothing really happens there because we cannot be putting our attention and efforts on people who are not ready to pay to be a member. The general house is also for those who actually do not renew their membership, but they are still part of the club. Because once you become a member of the club, you are forever a member. It's just that we will not put our attention and energy and time, get an external person to come and do coaching, and then people are putting energy, time, efforts, even their money into things, and you are not paying. It's not going to work, right? So the Bravo team is a team for fresh graduates and undergraduates. All right. So there's the Ascent, there's the Bravo, there's the Tango, and there is the General House. So we have the Tango team too. So there's Tango, there's Bravo, there's Ascent, and then there is no, it's not it's a military term, but Bravo and Tango, they are military terms. So yeah. So everybody, again, because when people join the club, the first thing is we have to profile them, because the kind of content you give to people like us on this club, you can't give the same content to undergraduates, right? We can't give that to undergraduates. Undergraduates are still dependent on daddy and mommy or guardians or uncles and aunts. You can't start telling them, come and invest in tech startup. You will lose them. So that's why we have to create that community. Then the General House and then the Tango team. Timothy is asking, well, it would be nice if we all in the club have T-shirt branded Envision 2024 before next year, and we can put it on during the conference. Well, it would be nice. We can give you the mock-up and you can do the shirts yourself. But to print shirts for all the people in Club EFI, you want to run down our budget. Well, except maybe we want to pay for it, right? Yeah. Then we can do that. Yeah, nothing stops us from doing it. So yeah, I think this is a nice thing, and thankfully you have actually volunteered to be a club an Envision 2024 conference volunteer. So fine, it's great. You're already bringing the ideas to the table, so it's most welcome. It's not going to be the ESCOs that will determine this. You guys will determine it. So if this is fine, no problem. We would share it in the community, post it on our Telegram, post it to our WhatsApp. Anyone who is interested in wearing the shirts, please send in your money so that we can get the shirt delivered to you. You can, and it's going to help a lot in the ambience, a lot in the awareness, a lot in PR and paparazzi. And it's going to also encourage other members, of the public, to join the club, because they know that something great is happening in our club. So yeah, thank you so very much, Mr. Timothy, for that feedback. Any other feedback before we bring the meeting to a close? You can please feel free to unmute your mic. We are open to the good and the bad and the ugly. Let's take your feedbacks, please. The ones that listen, we have noted them. We are going to work on them. The one that came from Mr. Lauren Femi and the one that came from Mr. Kelvin. We are going to work on those two. No, non-negotiable. We work on it. Thank you for those feedbacks. More feedbacks, please. More feedbacks before we bring the meeting to a close. Our last meeting for the year. More feedbacks, please. More feedbacks. More feedbacks, more feedbacks, more feedbacks, more feedbacks, more feedbacks, more feedbacks, more feedbacks. All right. Thank you, everyone who has made 2023 a great year for us. Thank you for all the investments. Thank you for attending the meetings. Thank you for the contributions. Thank you for everything you have done for us. We really do appreciate. The club is about you and not about us. It's about you. Thank you for everything. You could be doing other things on, every last Sunday of the month, 1 hour. But we say thank you for making it, because if you are not here, we will not be here. Right? We started very little, but we are growing now. We are also bringing our own friends to join the club. I mean, I've made new friends from people I would never have made known as friends except through Club EFI. We'll keep doing our own best on our side. We sincerely appreciate you. It's just 1 minute to the hour, and I wouldn't want to keep us waiting on the call. Remember, our communication channels remains on our social media handle. If you're not following us, please help follow us, share our content. It's the same thing as Club EFI at Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And also our website is at www.clubefi.com. And of course, our email is hi@clubefi.com. So we sincerely appreciate you. Thank you for making this year, a wonderful year. We can't thank you enough. On behalf of all the ESCOs of the club, Samuel Musa, Tola Banjo, Ibukun, Tokwe, Shegun, myself, and the other staffs like Deborah, like other people, Mary Jane, who are helping us on the background. So many other guys who are background, working on the background. The likes of Kola. Kola is also helping us at the background. Likes of GD, these are other guys who are helping us at the background. Thank you so very much. We appreciate you. And we wish you a fantastic December and a great Christmas and New Year season. If you're a Christian, at least happy holidays. And thank you so very much. See you guys in our Envision 2024 conference, physical conference in Lagos. Bye-bye for now. And of course, you'll be hearing from us, if there are updates, in our... So we won't shut down completely. We'll just, be dropping very key updates when we need to. Two more things, sorry. The Palm Kernel is open between now and the end of this month. And then the Club EFI Agro is open between now and the end of December. The Club EFI Agro is 9 months, 35% flat, 1 million to get 1,350,000. And the agro, the palm kernel one is transgenerational. 200K to King, paid remaining across 6 months, and you pay your statutory documentation as well. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ebuka. Thank you, Franklin. Thank you. I can see some comments. Thank you. Oga Inka, thank you for joining. Thank you, Timothy. Thank you, Stania Keme. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful 2023 end of year. Bye.